Yeah, over the next few weeks and months, we'll be making lots of little videos for each function. 30 seconds for 50 seconds type videos, which is there's so much stuff going on there. So yeah, once we have those, it would be nice to put those in a course. And we'll already have the videos, so that would be cool.
You can
Which is a great.
coin.
Say that again.
You can incentivize with some fluffy coin.
Fluffy Coin. That's another project. Yeah, Fluffy Coin's coming, guys. Look out. Fluffy Coin is coming. So, one big thing that we're building for Fund 14 that people's been asking for since Fund 6 or 7 or something like that is a Tinder-like interface to filter the proposals you're interested in. Um, so
Woo!
I would love I would love to get feedback. We haven't even created any screens or UI or anything for this. I would love to hear if people still want this thing and what it should look like.
People still want which one? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Swipe left, swipe right.
Repo-
Oh, the Tinder thing. I haven't.
Thanks for relaying that.
I haven't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't used it because I skipped. I skipped the last round.
No, it doesn't exist yet,
But
right?
Oh, okay.
yeah, it doesn't exist yet. Do you
We
want it, and how should it work, and what should the thing do?
I mean, I'm just so it's gonna be like it'll have to be like some kind of little summary card, right? Probably okay, let's see. What? Problem statement, summary, problem statement, solution statement, and an AI generated proposal summary on a card. With little proposer eye bubbles, and then you swipe on it, right?
Eye bobbles, googly eyes.
No, that little, what did I don't know what I just said. Icons for the proposers, right? So like, similar to cards that we already have, but better. That's what I'm
It's
picturing.
the humans behind the proposal.
Easier and less overwhelming for people is always good.
Hmm.
It's a
Say
lot.
that again, Jenny.
Anything that makes it easier and less overwhelming for people, I think is good to maximize the power of people's vote, right? Come across things that they didn't know that might be of their interest. They probably would not gotten there because we didn't see it on, popping on their spaces or whatever, kind of like being able to reach a little further without having to do all the digging yourself. I think that'll be.
Mm. What you just made me think, Jenny, is like there should be some kind of way to queue up what set of proposals you want to start swiping on, like whether it's by campaign or by some other like filter category, like show me all of the proposals that fit blah, like the filters that we already have. And then it queues up that set and you go swipe, 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 swipe. And then at the end, you want to be able to go, like there should probably be a version too. Like at the end, you go and see like what your ballot looks like, and like how filled out your vote is. And then if you're like, oh, I voted yes on like way too many things or not enough things or something like that, then you can go in again and reswipe or whatever. Swipe on the ones that you already swiped. I don't know.
So are we saying swiping is yes or no, or is swiping more like put this on a list for me to look at later to vote yes or no?
Mm. Well, I don't think the swipe should be the final vote, probably, because as you're swiping, you're not going to know, like, um, like if I went through and voted yes, let's say I'm a very like positive and loving person, and I go through and I vote yes on anything I like at all, and I'm like yes, 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 and a few no's or whatever.
In
But
case
then I
you're a
get to the end
blackjack.
and I've over leveraged my vote. Then I'm going to want to kind of look through, go. I'm going to want to go again and be like, okay, I know after I looked at this, I need to pair what my picks by about So 30% you or want it something to like make that. like a curated list
I don't
for
want to.
you. Well, I'm curating it, but I might want to do it more than once, is what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
that,
different
if I
ways.
swipe once, it's not like my
Yeah,
yes vote is locked in now.
exactly. I see what you mean. Like you start swiping kind of like almost like a way to bookmark, right? And then through that
Mhm.
you can just like filter and say, you know what? Just give me the ones that are filter this one's out or just go through the whole carousel again. Trip, 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 and then eliminate, eliminate. Yeah,
Mhm.
I like that. Hmm. Yeah.
So when you swipe, it bookmarks
Like
and
adds it
puts
to a
that on the
list or something,
list.
tags it so
Yeah,
that
puts
then
it.
Yeah,
you can,
Mhm.
adds it to a list.
yes.
I concur.
And then you can like maybe separate by categories if they're categorized, and then you can go through them because you already felt interested, and then you're like, it's still too much, like you know,
Mhm.
like you said. So
And that could be
yeah,
like some of the features that you could add is like the ability to filter and fine tune it so that it can be like, I want to look at all the proposals I picked within this category, but I only want to look at the ones within a certain dollar amount or something like that so that you can start adding all the filters. That would be kind of cool.
Right is the good swipe, right?
Yeah, has to be.
I think
uh, like recover if you swipe to the other side. You can have a list for the ones you didn't want that you can rescue them and move them to the side you want it. Always
Mhm.
fuck ups.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, if it's going to create a list, that sort of makes it simple because there's already the concept of a list. If you swipe right, that creates a list. And then you can go to that list and do more stuff with it. You can add yes or no votes. You can add more proposals to that list just by searching and adding, you know. Um, or you could, yeah, do the drill down thing, filter them by budget sizes or stuff.
But I don't want us to have to deal with like sometimes you miss something like a reel and you like by mistake you refresh and it goes away and you can never see it again. Has that ever happened to you? I'm sure it has. You don't
Oh,
like, oh man, that
yeah.
looked good and I by mistake like I swiped it and I don't remember and it looked good and how do I find that? And it's like, yeah.
Oh, for that. How do I unswipe? Oh,
Unswipe.
make a
oh.
new list. Make a new list of those, and then you could swipe or unswipe.
But I do like it. In general, I like the idea, again, like I said, because it is a lot. Like you get so many proposals and then it's so overwhelming. You end up sticking to what you know. And I don't know. I think that could enhance the participation levels and bring in some proposals to your attention that you wouldn't found any other way.
You guys said swiping so much, I had to say swipe or no swipies.
That's how it works. From 13, we had like 1,600 proposals. I think that's a record, right? Yes, that's a record.
It'd be really cool though if you could help find a way for people to discover new proposals. I don't know if there'd be like some keywording or something where like if you liked this one, you might like that.
Yeah, like in
I know that's and
music.
New proposal or similar ideas? Or
I guess similar ideas would be fine.
because one of
You could
the
always
very
network.
one of the very, very last thing we want to do after we have this swipe interface is load all of the proposals data into an AI engine. Um, and then when you're swiping, it's not just going to be next proposal. The more you swipe, it's going to take into account the stuff you've already swiped right on, and it's going to change the order in which you see the proposal. It's not going to eliminate any proposal, it will just change the order for the next swipe card. So yeah, so that's where that comes in. Christina, to say if you swipe right on 3 things, chances are you're going to like this other thing. The questions that we'll have to answer is what would that be based on? Just purely
Yeah, the
the
how.
content, yeah, like what do we prompt the AI to tell it to change the ordering of the proposal? Um,
I mean, the more
I
you
don't know,
build
because
your,
there's not.
I'm sorry, go for it.
I'm just trying to think of from a tech aspect how you would actually pair those up, and I think like keywords and this meta tag, something like that. But then it would have to be added when the proposal's added. I don't know an easy answer, Lida.
what are you gonna say, Jenny?
I forgot. Hold on. What was the question?
And
I'm sorry, I'm cooking at the same time.
Oh, we're both cooking. Nice. No, this
The
when you're
criteria
swiping,
I'm gonna use.
yeah, the
Yeah.
criteria, yeah.
I guess that the more you use Explorer, the more you build your thing, right? So the more data it gets from you, and it could be pulled from different things. It could be pulled from your past things, from what you've had saved, or your ballots, or your things, or you know what you've been saving this time. I guess it gets better as you use it, right? You can
is it
pull.
going
Yeah,
to be
it
like
does.
AI? Like it learns?
Well, exploring 3 different AI frameworks slash services. But
Mhm.
yeah, well, it's gonna be backed by an AI engine. But the AI, as you know, is only as good as those pre-prompts that you put in there and like whatever you
Indeed.
tell the thing. Um, so if we're like trying to figure out like a prompt for priority queuing, is that based off of like you said tags, or is it based off of some philosophical concept that's written into the proposal? Like, show me all proposals, order them by priority order of proposals that are likely to be successful, or just based on
Dude,
categories of
that's an
stuff.
audious thing to analyze in real
NFTs.
quick. If you
You
could
know
do
what I
that, you
mean,
let me
though.
know, dude.
Or is it based off of like because I see that you swipe right a lot on what's your
Open
company
source.
name again? Yeah, on open
And
source or on a particular brand, right?
mhm.
So we show you more proposals that's doing what that brand is doing, kind of a thing. You know.
But it's got to interpret. It's got to get that information from somewhere.
Right. And I think we will be able to feed it with all of the data we have, everything, reviews,
Hmm.
proposal, all the proposal content, the statuses of these proposals. We plan to have a vector database that has all of that stuff that will be part of the pre-prompt to the AI.
That's cool.
But then, yeah, like
Now I want to ask
again,
about the
right.
databases, but I don't think anybody else wants to talk about that stuff. That sounds like a cool database, dude. Said no one else.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm excited to see. But then again, after you said all that stuff, I think maybe this is where some of the small groups conversation comes in. Thinking about coming up with those prompts. And then of course, when the thing is live, it might make sense to expose some of the prompts to the user who wants to edit it or add some stuff to it. Um, Maybe not edit it
Yeah.
for security, but add some stuff. Um, uh,
Fine tune it. How about that?
yeah, there you go. Fine
Like
tune
a,
it.
like a special, like a prompt that you do when you first start, and then kind of like a lot of the services that do this kind of stuff do, right? Like, hey, what you
Oh,
generally
that's good.
thing, you just kind of start from like a few questions, and then you get to
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like, what are you interested in when you click into that swipe interface? Um, help.
A little base to start with, right? And then it gets smarter as you go. Right? Then it starts picking up like what you're swiping and what you're adding, what you're saying no to, and all that stuff.
I like it, dude. It sounds cool. Sounds like a lot
Neat.
of work, but it sounds cool.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. There's three of us that's going to be responsible for the AI bit. The Lido crew now is about